welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
How are you, Alex?
Good. I have my milkshake. I'm happy I have my milkshake.
We're recording early.
We are recording early. Overall, probably just, I'm happy I have my milkshake. And tomorrow I leave for Houston, so that shall be interesting. How are you?
I am good. I am having my first couple days off in a row and probably over a month. So I'm enjoying my weekend. I told you I had to sleep over with Soleil last night, and today I watched a movie, and it was just nice to not have to work for 2 days, and it was on the weekend, so I can't complain. So yeah, that's how I'm doing.
Sounds good. We got some juicy stuff to talk about today.
We do.
Do you want to start with your birth chart, or do you?
Yeah, I guess because we promised the people, I will literally quickly
just tell the people what you are.
As a Scorpio, I would love to skip this part and not tell you guys my whole chart, but I will. So, and you can tell me if you have any questions. My sun is in Sag. My moon is in Scorpio. My Mercury is in Scorpio. My Venus is in Capricorn. My Mars is in Cancer.
I have a question for you, but I'm going to ask at the end when you're done listing.
Okay. My Jupiter is in Libra. My Saturn's in Aquarius. Uranus, Neptune are both in Cap. Those are the generational. Pluto and Scorpio, another generational one. My North Node is in Sagittarius, and my Chiron is in Leo, and my rising is in Scorpio. Sorry, I didn't mention that. So,
okay,
that's my chart, people.
What does that overall tell us about you? What would you, if someone listed all those things and was like, okay, so tell us in a general summary, what does this mean? What does this say about you? What would you say?
Well, I have a couple stelliums, which means that you have 3 or more in one sign. So I have a Scorpio stellium. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. I guess I have a lot of Scorpio. My birthday is November 22nd. If I was born a couple hours earlier, I might have been a triple Scorpio. So when I got my chart read, the astrologer was thank God for your 0 degrees in Sagittarius, because that would have just been a lot. Scorpios are very intense, very depth. I mean, we kind of talked about that last week.
So you would say intense, you would say you have depth, and what is another thing you would say?
I mean, that's very, very general, but I don't know. I mean, my Sag definitely makes me adventurous, like to travel, likes my freedom.
Okay.
I would say my Venus is interesting. My Venus is in Capricorn. So Venus, again, is how you approach love and stuff. And Capricorn is Saturn ruled. So it's very much the goal is to be do you have your shit together? Just being earth sign about how I approach love. Is this going to work? Mm-hmm. What do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? Doesn't always work out that way, but my thoughts are like that. Does this make sense?
Okay.
So yeah, that's a gist. I mean, that doesn't really give you a lot, but we kind of talked about it last
week. At home, you can Google what all of this means.
Yes, if you're really that
but
curious.
But you listed it for us, so
yes,
we thank you.
Yeah.
But let's get to it.
Let's get to it, Alexis. Who is on trial?
I feel like we have to talk about Cardi B and Offset's whole situation this past these past week, and then also just brought the broad topic of cheating. I feel like we need to just really dive into cheating this week.
Tell us about your birthday twin. Speaking of birth charts, Cardi B.
Cardi B, that's right. This is my birthday twin. She was born October 11th, 1992.
Yes.
This is literally my sister.
You guys probably have the exact same.
We probably do have the exact same birth chart.
Rising. So yeah.
So on Wednesday, Cardi B. So months ago, Cardi B filed for divorce from Offset. So this past week on Wednesday, Cardi went live because she was just basically like voicing her frustration and anger at the fact that like Offset's now threatening to take her, as she calls it, to take her shit, her assets, because he's, she started talking to men. She says she's talking to men. Like, she's now outside. She's like, it's no fun when mama has the gun. She keeps saying that. But like, she's talking to men and he's pissed. And so he's like, I'm threatening to take your shit. So she went on live and kind of was just like, he needs to move on. He's been cheating their entire marriage. So like, why is it a problem now when she starts talking to men, especially now that they're like separated? So then Offset comments while she's on this live. He comments on it and he says, "You fact with the baby inside. Tell the truth." Basically referring to the fact that, God. Cardi B, who was recently pregnant, she recently welcomed a baby girl. His baby, his third child, their third child together, a baby girl on September 7th. And so he's basically saying that like during the time of the pregnancy, she had sex with somebody else. And so then Cardi B then responded and tweeted and did with a bunch of exclamation marks, basically somewhat possibly confirming or at least triggering him to believe that, yes, she did have sex while she was pregnant. So then on Thursday, Cardi B goes live again because she's saying that Offset keeps trying to FaceTime her with all the girls that are around him, trying to make her jealous. And she basically called him lame. She said that he's not a street nigga. She basically said she doesn't give a fuck. She's too good for him. She said she's too good for him. She's too good for anything he's ever been associated with. She said that, because she's so successful in the house, she never made him feel like, I quote, that nigga. And she was just like, basically, he's jealous, he's triggered, and she's too good for him. So I have so many questions. I want to hear from so many things about you, like from your thoughts. We'll get into the broader topic of cheating and like, our personal situations with it if we have one. But I'll first want to just ask you, like, okay, like, just what are your thoughts about this, like, Cardi B and Offset situation? You can talk about the relationship or even just like this, like, fallout via Instagram and Twitter. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm doing a little scroll on this thread that somebody put of every cheating scandal that we've heard about since 2017.
It's been a lot.
It is just insane. I just can't believe that she's been cheated on for so long.
She said once they were married for 7 years and every month she caught him cheating.
That is insane. Like, I can't imagine the level of drama and insecurity
and trauma that
he's inflicted on everybody at this point, because the baby inside of her, if she's stressing, it's just like everyone can feel that stress. But yeah, it is tragic. It is sad. I feel like, the whole you won, I'm your baby.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that in a minute, but I guess we can talk about that before you finish off your things. So then they went to Twitter and tweeting back and forth, and he said, "The fact you keep going on shows you hurt. Leave alone. Get alone. Don't you got a nigga? Ain't we divorced?" She said, "LMAO, coming from the same one that had to DM me all week and crashing out because he was blocked. Hurt because I was going to Paris. He right, it will be the last time talking about this lame ass nigga." He then says, "Everybody can see I don't want you. It's okay. I'm not talking about this no more. I love you. Will be calling me after a couple months. You my baby mama. I won." Laugh out, like with laughing face. And then he tweeted again, insecure. So basically, just, saying he's at the end of the day, it's like, who cares? Like, you're my baby mama. I won. I can always claim that.
I just can't believe
But go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
I just can't believe he is talking to the mother of his 3 children like this. She just popped out your baby, literally, and you are on the internet knowing full well that you have been cheating and being unfaithful the whole time.
I think that's a really good point. Point. It's like, it just shows the show. And his actions have shown it. And I feel like sometimes it's really hard to, like, when someone's not telling you the thing, it's really hard to, like, see the action because you're just like, but they haven't told me they don't fuck with me, they don't care about me. So you're just like, you kind of ignore the actions, but it's like, his actions have shown that he does not respect her, right? Yeah. For years. However, now he's literally saying these words And it's just like, yes, like he does not respect her whatsoever.
No, that's not respect.
And it's just, yeah, hell no, this is not respect. Like, the mother of your 3 fucking children, and this is how you talk about her, calling her insecure, saying, even if she did have sex with somebody while she was pregnant, the fact that you're putting it out there on the public for your future, some of these kids can read, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, you're absolutely right. But it also just makes me think about what you always say is that, like, marriage kind of just means nothing to some people. Like, like marriage is just not as serious as, like, sometimes I think of it, where I'm like, but they're married, and you're always just like, okay, marriage, people don't give a damn. I mean, we know people that have cheated in their marriages, and
but I also
it just doesn't matter.
I feel like, and like I said to you the other day when we were on the phone, wherever you go, there you are. So just because you get married, that doesn't change who you are. Like, if you haven't worked through your shit, like, a piece of paper, a ring is not going to change behavior unless it is actively, working on it to change. So
that's very real. And it's just like, you're absolutely right. And it's just because you're going through that's because you also go through the action of marriage, right? Whether you sign the paperwork, you have the wedding, you buy the ring, whatever, you say the vows, doesn't actually mean you might take it seriously.
You might not even be having the intention of,
exactly.
Like, some people might be walking down the aisle like, yep, like, I know what I'm going to be doing, like, or just even if they have the intention in the moment, it's just not serious. It's not a real, like you said, they're not taking these vows very seriously. But I also thought it was interesting too how she brought up, like, you can't buy me any, like, you can't buy love, you can't buy me anymore. Because we have talked about how, like, he just was always buying her Birkins, like, for her birthday, and it's just like, come on, like, can you?
She can buy that shit on her own.
Exactly.
At a certain point, it's like, I'd rather have loyalty, I'd rather have respect, I'd rather have a partner,
a family, yes,
a family, a man who respects me. Like,
now he has 4 broken homes, I think. 4 baby mamas or something like that.
But, like, what are your thoughts on, like, cheating, I guess? Well, like, actually, no, we'll get to cheating in a second. Let's continue to talk about Cardi and Offset for a little bit. It's really sad because I feel like it's so interesting. It just goes to show you celebrities are just, like, real people at the end of the day. Because I feel like as much shit as Cardi B talks about how, like, like, she has, like, the best pussy, her body's great, everybody, exactly, everybody wants her. She's like, she's fly as shit. And it's like, and you still let a man treat you like this for 7 fucking years. She has her insecurities just like other people.
Absolutely.
And she also was blinded by love. We had a whole episode about being stupid for love. Like,
love, quote unquote.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
or the promise of love, or the promise of a family, because I'm sure that's what he's saying, but maybe not, the actions aren't lining up.
But then why get married? My thing is, why string her along?
Because these guys don't know what they want. Like, he probably, and that's what I've seen a lot of, women on TikTok and stuff talking about. It's just like, you need to leave. And, like, once they show you who they are, you have to take that for face value, because
that's real.
When you start coming back, it's like,
they think they can keep treating you like that.
Exactly. They know that they can. They know that they can keep treating you like that. So he probably, the fact that he did marry her is like, okay, maybe you thought this was going to be a longer term thing, but you just still can't keep your pants. Like, you just still don't have any intention. But it's like, be a grown ass man, or just open up the fucking marriage. Like, I just feel like in Austin, I have made friends, like Donna, Mello's dog bestie, who I literally went over their house every day. Yes.
When I had met them, had just broken up with their girlfriend, and were, like, actively looking for a new one. Julia thought for the longest they were trying to recruit me because their ex-girlfriend was a Black girl.
Hilarious.
And they were open. They constantly, you remember we watched Donna for those 10 days? They were at some sex resort having sex with a bunch of fucking people.
Maybe they were at first, like.
Maybe. But the thing is this, literally my first meeting with them, she gave me a book, and it was that book that was like, you have told me about this book before. It's like, oh my God. It's like, when I think of the name, I'll remember. But basically, the whole, like, the title of the book is kind of basically about just, like, polygamy. Yeah, being
Polyamorous.
Right. But anyway,
yeah, they were definitely trying to
but
get to it,
anyway,
girl.
I feel like Austin has exposed me to like so many different types of marriages and how people, it's like some people understand that they want to have sex with multiple people but they want this like partnership relationship, and so they open it up. It's like, why not do that? Like, why agree to marriage? Like, he got on a fucking knee. Why do all of that knowing that you're just not mature enough? Like,
I mean, that
it's
I don't understand the logic of that, but I just feel like people, because at the end of the day, polyamory, it's like everybody has to have an expansive mindset. Somebody that's saying, you my baby mama, I won, that is not a mature, like, he has to be okay with her, being polyamorous too. So it's like, that takes a certain level of maturity if you're actually going to, do that in an appropriate way. Like, I just feel like, yeah, there's no way that he would want her to just have relationships.
To me, it's just like
it's very selfish.
Right. That should be like in your mind then. Like, for me as the person I am today, if I had those thoughts knowing that like, oh, I know for a fact I can't have sex with just this one person for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm going to have an open whatever situation, but they can't. I would immediately think to myself, this is fucking selfish. I need to grow the fuck up. Like, it's just strange to me how like these
it's
type
very
of people
selfish.
are like attractive to smart women who like,
I mean,
it's just
we
sad.
know this. But I just feel like it's such a crazy example of just like how your background plays such a role because, Cardi B, her upbringing, she was like a stripper probably before she was 18. So it's like, I just feel like it just goes to show like what a secure, home, like you guys literally have the same birth chart. And it's like, you just had a different upbringing where you had that confidence, instilled. And I feel like that's what happens when you don't get your real right size, as we say, right size human needs. Like we come into the world with needs. We need to feel validated. We need to feel seen and loved by our parents. And, if that job is not just tick, tick, like if I ever have children, I will definitely be studying how to create a securely attached child,
I mean, yeah, it's just really sad because I'm just like,
that's what it is.
It's really sad. I want to get into the whole comment about you in a minute about like you fucked with the baby inside. But first, I'm just curious about your thoughts on cheating because like I share 7, I follow her. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I love her. And she always is like everyone, like all men cheat in marriages, and like pretty much everyone's cheating in marriages. Like, and so kind of just like expecting that. And I'm like, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I am not for that at all. I am not for that. Like, I definitely, right now, like, I choose to be a monogamous person.
Yeah, I'm like, what was that word?
Sorry. A monogamous person, but I'm looking for somebody that wants to be monogamous. And that's just, I feel like now that I've been in program, it's just like that. No. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody not being honest and like you have a problem if you are lying cheating and having a secret life.
That's not healthy.
You are a liar. That is not healthy and you're not being honest and it's like you have something going on. Like
that's a really good point.
Maybe you are avoidant. Maybe, when you are in the marriage but you're looking outside because this feels too safe or whatever the fuck it is. 444 Jay-Z, whatever they said in that. It's like that's like you have something to work out. Like and I am not. No, I just can't. I can't. What about you? What are your thoughts on cheating?
I mean, I think it's terrible. Because I think it's just for many reasons. Like if you respect someone, even at like, well, not like at the romantic level as a partner, but then also just as a human being. Like if you respect me as a person, you would not want to degrade me in this type of way where you're making, well, sorry, stop laughing. Degrade me in this type of way where like, you now are like messing up with my security.
Yes,
you're now making me like think
you
twice
know
about
what this
like
is gonna do to me.
Right. You're now making me think twice about my like
myself,
my value, myself, my appearance, my personality.
Right.
You're now having me feel like, you know, kind of like discarded, like I'm not worthy. So it's just like all of these things. It's just like, as if you respected me as a human, period, you would never want to put me through that. So I find it to be, and so I find it to be really just like, it shows how they view you. But then secondly, it's just really, really sick because I'm like, it's really sick and selfish because it's like you're fucking over two people really at the end of the day. Well, three people really at the end of the day. The person you're cheating with, obviously, there's going to be some probably bad negative feelings when this ends about how this started or whatever.
Yeah,
the person you're cheating on will never probably trust you again. And then you as a person, like, you got to be fucked up internally to like, and I'm not saying like, you know, you're the worst person ever, but you have to be fucked up to some degree internally to be able to like live with that, like a day in and day out, just knowing you're doing this selfish thing that you only benefit from.
And it's just
pretty
like
sad.
It is a sad. It's like it,
but people do it. Like, I mean,
this
like
is that
common.
I feel like it is common. I feel like that, like when it gets to that point of like, why am I doing, like, you know, like you're just a cheater, like, and you can't stop. It's like I said, that's when like sex addiction and like that stuff, because it's just like my thing. And while you were talking, I was just thinking like, okay, like what if like this is hypothetical, okay?
Yeah.
Like, what if your girlfriend like was off, like she, you know, was out with her friend? It's funny because I know Julia's like on like a friend's trip right now, but like something like that, you know. And this is obviously doesn't have to be for your relationship, but
I mean, it's fine. You can put it in my perspective. It's more fun that way.
But you know, like if they like people got drunk and you know, like she made out with somebody, like you know, like that. It's like, that's like, okay, like something happened.
Right. Something
versus
happened.
like Offset having a fucking dick in somebody else, probably without a condom.
Yeah.
And having like full blown affairs and like, and I was looking at the thing, it's like, you know, people walking naked in the whatever, people got videos and shit.
Just like
you
not no
up.
shame, like no shame, not trying to hide it. But then also just like, it's not even like you're drunk. It's like a regular
day.
Yeah, it's just like a regular Tuesday. I'm on tour. You're not here. I call it, you know, I have a girl coming.
I'm, you know, like, I'm living a double life.
Right. So what are you trying to ask?
So my thing is like, what are your thoughts on like, if that was to happen versus, you know,
I mean,
because that's like, is that cheating to you, or is that like,
well, that's a good question. Just like, what is cheating and what is not? And I want you to answer this too. I am of the belief, and like, okay, both are cheating, definitely, right? You cheated both of the time. I would be curious, one, if it was like who this person is that you're making out with, if it's like a best friend, not that that's okay, but it would just be like a different context to me, or if it's like a random stranger, or if this is someone I'm with, like, love intriguing. I learned that word from Samantha. I'm a little like concerned about
romantic intriguing.
Yeah, romantic intriguing. But I feel like both are cheating to me. I would be pissed at both. I'm of the belief, like, I don't know, I could recover, like, if I could recover mentally, not like you would break me, but in the sense of like, I could never maybe see you as like the same person again if I'm actively in a relationship with you and I actively know you cheated on me. I think like maybe it would be like, okay, maybe in 30 years when we're two new people, maybe we could try it again. But it's like right now, I think I would immediately break up with her.
That makes me so sad.
I know it's really sad, but I just know, like, I just know who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. To this day, I don't know if I've ever been like, I've never had anyone tell me to my face, like, I've cheated on you. I did this thing, right? So this to this day, I don't know if I have or have not. If there's only one relationship where I feel like I could have been, and if I was, if they had cheated on, and if they had told me right then and there, I would have been over the minute they told me. And honestly, even to this day, if they told me now, I probably would not talk to them for a while, because it's just like, I mean, I find it to be so disrespectful that I probably would be like, I can't fuck with you for a while. I think with Julia, I mean, Julia knows this, like, and we have talked about this, like, she's like, I know like you would just be, you would just be done. Yeah, that's my bottom line. Because I know that like it would take a lot of mental work to recover from that. Yeah. And I think to stay in that situation just wouldn't be good for me. Other people might have a different experience, but the mental work that you have to go through.
Such a justice person. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And the mental work of just like really then realizing it's not you, it's them. It's like, that's a lot, takes a lot of fucking work. Like, I really feel like, I don't think I could recover. But also I'm a person who believes that like cheating to me is physical. So it's like, I don't like flirting. Everyone flirts. In my opinion, everyone flirts. I don't think you should be doing it in front of my fucking face. And I don't think you should be doing it actively. I hope you don't. But I feel like if I heard like Julie was flirting with this girl, I would just be like rolling I would just roll my eyes and just be like, oh, I heard you're flirting. I don't think I would break up over that. Like, to me, it has to be like physical.
I mean, you want her to be able to be herself, like, be her charming self out in public.
And it's just like, I get it. Like, I feel like the more you get older, the more you realize that like people in marriages have crushes, but still are faithful and like normal people. Right. But like these type of things are like very normal, right? You can be in a relationship and have crushes. You can do many things. And so it's just like the point of it is that you're loyal and you respect your partner. And so I feel like I'm realistic in that way. But no, physical is over. What about you?
What's the question for me?
So there's two questions. The situation you gave me, so like the night out drunk kiss versus the like full on Offset affair, like how would you respond? And then secondly, like, I guess, what is cheating to you?
So, and it's funny when you were talking, like, I was like, would I feel different if it was a man versus a woman? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, she would.
Like, like if a man like was drunk and like kissed the girl versus like, my girlfriend, like if I had a hypothetical girlfriend, like, I don't know. It definitely feel like I would be more mad about a guy. Weirdly, like, I don't know.
No, I think you like once you're in the situation, I don't know for a proof, but it's like, I think you would feel, because I feel like with women, you're just even more like emotionally like vulnerable and there, and you're playful, and it's I think you would be really hurt.
I feel like I'm like seeing it now. I guess I just feel like with men, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like
might even cut deeper, I think, with a woman, because I feel like you're like, oh, like I feel like I assume there's a different level of respect and like like there. So it's just like, you did that to me. I'm supposed to be your bestie. Like, I'm supposed to be like, you're supposed to understand me and respect
and it's like
me.
You really were out here making out with this
girl. Versus like a man, I feel like I have just low expectations. It's in hell. So it's just like,
I guess I get that too. I guess I think maybe I'm more forgiving to women or something. Yeah, like maybe. A man is just like, ew, like, what the fuck are you doing out there? Like, I don't know. Like,
nasty ass.
It's just like, ew, I don't know. I'm just trying to even imagine what that would be with the man. Like, oh, you're drunk and you made out with a girl. Like, hell no. Like, that is just like,
both are disrespectful.
They're both disrespectful, and I'm sure I would be hurt regardless. But I'm saying, like, would I want to like stay and work it out with that person? I don't know. Like, I want that to be my bottom line for sure. I feel like again, where I'm at with just relationship stuff in general, it's like there's something going on with you. So that you're like,
but do you want to be there and through that where like you're the person? Like,
I do not
like seeing them through that period. Like, it sounds like to me that person needs to be single and go to a therapist.
Yeah.
And
I guess it's just like, I guess it's like what if you're married? You know what I'm saying? Like,
marriage definitely changes the stakes. What would you leave someone if they were? Well, finish their answer and then answer this question.
It's very situational for me. I'm still figuring out my like.
Well, today, like, obviously the stuff I'm saying right now is not set in stone, but like today, what is your answer?
Today, I think those are things that I would have hard boundaries with, because again, it's like you are going through, like, you were you need to figure yourself out. The fact that you're just out there doing that, and I don't need to be a part of it.
And it's just interesting too that we're talking about this, because today I was watching the Sex and the City movie, and Miranda, I've seen it before, but it was years ago.
Oh my God.
But Steve cheats on Miranda. Like, he tells her 6 months. He tells her 6 months, like, after it happened, that, they hadn't had sex in 6 months because she just had the baby. And it's just been crazy with the baby. And he had sex with the girl. It didn't it wasn't a relationship. It's like just one day had sex and then that was it. And she literally got an apartment in a different, like, she left the house, got an apartment. They didn't talk for like 7 months. They went, and then she went to therapy together, and then they were like, okay, let's try it again. So it's like, and they were married.
They met on the bridge.
Right. And so it's just like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's so many different scenarios where it's like, well, and I do think marriage changes the stakes a little bit, but, there's different situations, because it's just like, how would you respond if, like, your wife or husband, I won't even say that, just your partner, the person you're with.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be marriage involved. Was just like, I had sex one time with one person, and that was it. And it was like out of like sexual frustration. It wasn't because I was just like, you're fine, let's go. Like,
again, not being in the level of like you said, the stakes of marriage versus like just dating. It's just like, no, like, you don't have to do that. Like, you can really break up with me.
And that's why my answers are the way my answers were. Like, with mine, because it's like, I'm not married. I can just leave. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, I agree. And then what is cheating? I definitely think emotional affairs can be cheating.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just physical for me. Like, and I just feel like, texting somebody or just having a relationship with somebody outside of you that's like, flirty and whatever. Like, I definitely feel like people overlap people. And
what do you mean?
That, like, if people do this all the time, sadly, I don't cheat, you guys. I'm not a cheater.
I'm learning new terms. So it's romantic and cheating. Now it's overlapping. What's overlapping?
No, overlapping isn't a term. But I'm just saying, like, having, a relationship while you're going into another relationship, like having, like, making sure that you are
always covered,
always with somebody. We know we've seen people like relationship hopping, or just like can't be alone,
for sure,
whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And sadly, a lot of time it's men that are like this, like they cannot be fucking alone. So, and I've had this happen to me. I mean, I can give y'all my experience, but I'm saying, like, I just feel like overlapping also I would consider cheating, or just having an emotional affair with
When you
somebody.
say an emotional affair, are these two people getting to the point of like saying I love you and shit? Just like it's getting that deep, but it's just they're never getting physical?
This is a
or is it literally simply just like flirting through text is an emotional affair? Like, I guess what is the emotional affair?
It would be more, you would know how, you would, like you said, if it's like somebody that they used to talk to, or like, or just like, just keeping a line of communication with somebody that you interested in some way like that, but actually the intention, like, it's secretive. It's like, it's all about what the intentions are. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I just want an honest
sneaky
person.
Shit, that's cheating.
Yeah,
anything, maybe that's how I say it. Anything that involves sneaking.
Yes, right.
It's cheating.
That involves sneaking. And like, I guess because I feel like I have I've just never cheated before. So it's like, I'm just like, I don't even know what mind state you have to be in to do that.
And maybe it's not that deep. Like, remember how last week we were talking about like, oh, maybe it's not that deep for divorce and things like that. It's like, maybe it's not that deep. Like, maybe it can be that deep sometimes where it's like this person sucks and they're like fucked up in the head. But maybe the mindset too might just be that like, I want both of them and I can't choose, which is terrible. It's selfish. But I wonder if it's like that some people, that's just the mindset. And they're just like, I'm not going to make the choice. So
that happens. Okay. I have definitely had that happen to me, sadly. And again, a lot of men.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes,
I just realized
you
you're talking
guys,
about,
I
yeah.
had definitely was cheated on. Like
Your
I've been
story's
cheated
kind of
on.
wild, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
like somebody was living a double life. I had no
Mhm.
idea. But I will say, I'm talking about more so college, where like
Yeah.
that's
To
when
Valentine's Day.
Alexis,
Sorry.
do you know that story?
Yes, you literally told me this story. You told
Well,
me probably once you found out.
I definitely did. You know, I was devastated. But
Yeah.
for the audience, I'll just say that, you know, I was dating somebody. We weren't exclusive. And
You said you weren't or you were?
we weren't. We were
Okay.
not but it was understood that, you know, I didn't think he was talking to anybody else or
Okay.
have a full blown relationship.
Okay.
And so yeah, I found out and it was terrible. It's just like, okay, you were living a double life. You're capable of living a double life. Like, this is fucking wild. You know? And it's just not okay. Like that, it's very selfish. Like I said, that's what a lot of this shit comes down to, is being selfish
and indecision.
You
know? And maybe, well, I guess it's a lot,
yeah,
because it's like
indecision.
like you're indecisive, but then
but
you're also
you are making a decision, but
That's
you're not
true, that's
standing
true.
up in it.
That's
You gotta be real about yours. You be like, I really don't want to. I think people need to just really live in their truth. Like, I think the world would be a happier, better place if people being honest with themselves about what they want, especially when it comes to in relationships. And
I feel like sometimes too, though, it's like, maybe it like, I mean, I'm just trying to literally like stretch and break my brain for this, but I'm like, I think ultimately it's disgusting. It is selfish. You are at that moment a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can rise from this, you can change, but like,
absolutely,
you have dragged off two people at the expense of your benefit.
Yeah.
But I feel like
you need to make amends.
And it's like, just make the choice, or, you know, make the choice. It's like, unfortunately, no one person's going to fulfill everything for you, right? Like, and if you're looking for that, you're going to constantly be cheating then, because you're never going to find it. And so it's just like, you need to make the choice. Like, you need to be with this person or yourself. But it's just like, I think sometimes it really comes down to selfishness and just like you're indecisive. Like, you don't know which one. You don't want to give up one thing because you're, you know, because you like that, what you're getting from that.
That's why you don't put yourself in that situation to begin with.
That's true. Unless y'all, that's the whole goal. Y'all are polyamorous, right?
Yeah.
But if you're monogamous, yeah, you don't put yourself in that situation.
All of this stuff comes down to having secure having a secure attachment style, or just being real with yourself and being honest. You know, it's like,
I definitely think it comes down to like needing to do the work, because I'm like, I think most people that probably aren't like secure in themselves.
And where do you need to do the work from? It's from
internally.
Your childhood.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
It's from like trauma and like most likely childhood. Okay, we all have these situations.
I'm just
that
more
we grow
so
up
saying
in.
that, like, I feel like and this is just an overgeneralization. I have never cheated, so like, I don't know. I'm just trying to guess the mindset.
And we're not saying we're better than anybody because we haven't cheated.
Not.
Yes,
absolutely not. We all have our faults, and we're just not cheaters.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I was gonna say was, I feel like no whole person, meaning like, and when I say whole, I mean like you're like
happy,
love yourself, you're fulfilled by your own, you're content by your own self. You can, you know, would do something. This is like an action of a broken person. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an action of a hurt person. So it's just like, I feel like if you're the mindset of it is like, yeah, this person like is probably lacking some things, understands like they're, you know, they're a little broken, they don't feel maybe whole, they don't feel secure, and so this is one of the ways they act. This is one of the ways they act out. Like, I'm sure they get some type of validation from this.
Oh my God.
But it's just sad.
It's like, why can't the world be like this? Like, why can't I just have both of them? Because they're two human beings and you have to treat people like that. You know, it's like.
And it's just sad too, because I'm like, when kids are involved, in the case of like Cardi and Offset, it's just like, and these are the mother of your children. Like, why would you want to treat this person
on the
like
internet?
And not even that, just the cheating. It's like, why would you want to treat this person like that?
Yeah.
Why would you want to cause them this type of pain that I'm sure she had to deal with every month, allegedly, for 7 years? Why would you want them to have to endure that?
Yes, like, the stress of that.
And then you have mostly girls, let's be clear, like, you now, like, have these daughters. You're like, why would you want to treat women like this when you know you're, like, raising daughters yourself? Like, I don't know. It's just very, like...
They don't have much...
emotional intelligence, what,
or
like,
something. It's almost just like you are letting your emotions, because if this woman was going off on the internet, first of all, I would not be in her fucking comments of her live, like, saying bullshit.
Wait, so what is your thoughts on that? Like, you fucked with the baby inside. Like, a lot of people have been talking about this on Twitter, like, is that fucked up to have sex with, like...
okay, pregnant women are the horniest people on the planet.
But not even that. Like, of course, have sex with whoever you want, but it's like, people have just been like, it's crazy that you have somebody else's baby in your stomach and you're having sex with other people.
People do it all the time.
You're right. People
like,
do.
Not sadly, but it's like, this is the situation. It's not affecting the baby in any way, shape, or form.
And she's single, like...
And she's single, and he's out here getting his dick sucked. Like, no, okay? I can do whatever the fuck I want to. And,
it is what it is.
And as long as you're being safe, then he can
kick rock.
Yeah, kick rocks, exactly. Because...
That's hilarious. I mean, I agree completely with you. I'm just like, you cheated on her for 7 years. She can do whatever the fuck she wants to do.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Like, pregnant women can date. Pregnant women can do whatever the hell they want. Yes. Especially if they're, whatever the rules of their relationships are. I don't think anything's wrong with it. I think that he probably, for some reason, felt like she had to have some loyalty to him because of that. But I'm like, you didn't care. I'm sure you cheated on her when she was pregnant plenty of times. Throughout the 3 kids, let's be clear.
How about cheating on me, coming home, kissing me? Like, just getting in the bed, putting another 2 babies in. Like, it's like, let's be serious. You are unserious. And that's what I'm saying. As a man, I would just let her be on there doing whatever. I would not be posting a picture on Twitter and saying, 1. Like, he posted a picture of himself and said 1. It's like, boy, because now we're gonna go in the files and see all the times that you didn't win. Because, like, I sent you that picture of them at the game, and it was like Cardi B.
That was funny.
Like, and now she's in fucking Paris, looking absolutely amazing, looking much better. The glow up always comes. Like,
I mean, one thing I will say, karma is real. I have seen it. I have seen karma.
It's so sad.
And it's just like, absolutely, she's going to be the person that wins out of this. Her next album will go platinum. He will only be relevant in relate. Right, he will only be relevant in relationship.
That little snippet she put in there.
When I tell you these niggas ain't shit, please believe me. They gon' fuck on anything. These niggas way too easy. Good for nothing, low down dirty dog. I'm convinced. Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised a bitch. I'm going out. Side, cause it's hot out. You was playing games. You on time out. Where them fine niggas? I'm trying to find niggas. I've been cuffed up too long. Let me remind niggas.
Oh yeah, she
put that out for
I know. Girl. I was like, it's gonna be good. And so that's why I'm just like, karma's real. Like, she will rise from this, and he will just always be only relevant when it comes to her, and that will be his worst nightmare. And that's why you really have to, like, be careful how you treat people. That's something that I'm, like, very, like, aware of. It's like, karma is real. Karma will really come and get you.
Oh my God.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Me too. And it's like, yeah, I also believe that. It's just like, you cannot just be out here doing people dirty. Okay, these are real people with real lives, and you have to do to others as you would want done to you. It's just like, that is fucked up. And like, and the sad part is like, they believe in karma too. Like,
the people doing the dirty. I don't know.
I've had one of the people that I've dated be like, talking about karma, and then he turns around and does me dirty. So I'm like, so the concept.
So maybe they just don't think it's coming for them. Like, that's so
maybe
weird.
They just literally. The sad thing about it is, I'm telling you, now that I'm in this different place with just looking at so many things, it's like they can't even bring themselves to be better. Like that's like where that is just it's really sad. Like we say, like there's like a sick man's prayer in the big book, because it's like, yes, like this person is sick and suffering in a weird, sad way, and sadly they drag other people into their bullshit.
I think it really stuck with me what you told me on the phone yesterday, how like, what did you say? It was like, you are who you are at the end of the day, or something like that.
Or just like, wherever you go, yourself goes with you.
And I think that's the biggest fucking karma. You know, it's just
You're
like
right,
at the end of the day, when
exactly.
you're doing dirty, and you lay your head
Exactly.
down at night, you are still you, and that sucks.
Oh my God.
You know,
and that's what
'cause
you can find solace in.
Yeah,
If anybody out there has been hurt, it's just like, they are not over there being, the perfect whatever. No, they are being who they were with you,
just
unless
cosplaying
yes,
as a husband.
yes, exactly. Because the work that it takes, it's real
It does take,
work.
but people can do the real work.
You
and
can do
well,
it.
Well, do you feel like, I guess, like this can kind of be like
Where we start.
Yeah, but we can keep going, but
No,
because I'm
we can wrap
enjoying
it
this.
up.
But I was more so just saying, like, people can change. So like, you know how some people are like, once a
Yes.
cheater, always a cheater. Do you feel like that is true, or do you think that like
No,
you
I
can
think
cheat
you can
once and then
change.
never cheat again?
Yes, I definitely think so. I think people definitely, I've heard people that have cheated, and it's like, it's just about really, learning from the situation. Like, like sometimes you just get like, maybe you aren't being all the way honest with yourself and other people, and you end up in the situation where you're hurting other people. Like, you end up hurting other people, but they also have their issue. I don't know. Like I can see how, but at the end of the day, if you're just like, okay, I've learned from this, and like, I don't ever want to like do anybody wrong like that ever again, and like apologize where you can, like making amends is real if it's not gonna like hurt the other person or yourself. It's like making amends, because it's just like, yeah, you can definitely grow and not do that anymore, but just realizing.
Making amends. Yeah, I think making amends is like real. I think that
if
would be
it's
very
truly
hard for some
honest.
people, because I feel like making amends for
It's
me
humbling.
you would have to answer like 99 questions. If sorry's not good enough for me, I need to know A, B, C, why you did it, when you did it.
I think that should be a part of the, like if you're really serious, you'd be like, I was at this point in my life, like, like this is what happened. This is why it happened.
Right.
And this explains my behavior, and taking full accountability. I am sincerely apologize, and I know that was really fucked up, and I wish you the best. It's like, you can't just say, hey, what's up? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, my bad. No.
I cheated on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But that's how you can wrap it up.
And that's like the thing with it. I feel like if I've never cheated. I don't think I ever would. I do think one of my like defining traits is loyalty.
Yeah.
But
same.
like,
especially when it comes to that.
Yes, but I would say if I did, I don't know if I could ever show my face to them again. I would be so sad. Like if I had to look in a partner's eyes and tell them that, I would be one, crying, but two, I would just be like,
so I cannot believe myself.
Yeah, this precious like person that like, I've only dated people that I sincerely respect. It's like, I would be so sad. And I wouldn't be able to ever probably show up in their life again, because I would just be like so devastated that I hurt them in such a way like that.
Yeah. I know. What if they wanted to take you back?
What do you mean? I would be like, I wouldn't even put that on the table. It wouldn't be an option. I feel like truly for me, again, the internal work people have to do.
Right.
For me, I would be living in a relationship with guilt, and that's not good for either of us.
Right.
And so I feel like I wouldn't let them. And I would also be like, I want you to love, at the end of the day, I want you to love yourself again. Because I'm sure this took a hit for you. Me in the picture would not work, there's no way you could fully do that,
I know, man. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I'm just like, what? Like, it's the sad part about it. It's sad. Like, remember that Jasmine Sullivan like story on hotels. Yes, and she was like, I like lost a person that I really loved, and I'm just, why do people out here be losing good people?
I mean, fumbling is a real thing, and I think there are people that live with that guilt, and Offset is going to live with the rest of his life this guilt of knowing that he could have been faithful and still with
and happy
and
just
with
rock
Cardi B.
Yeah,
and
be like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, like just living his best fucking life.
Don't ever put on a fucking interview saying it didn't work out. Don't ever say, don't sound like that. You fumbled. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it wasn't
and this is all in agreement. I've like been seeing people in the comments,
everyone's
like even like the men, there's just like, somebody was like, it's okay to be hurt. You know, it's okay to be hurt. Like, cause under that picture where he put one, it was just boy, like, boy,
your pride is hurt. Okay.
Yes.
Just take the L. Like, take the L. You fumbled her, and hopefully you move on and you find somebody
Make the
who
album.
You love.
That would actually be, that would be actually redeeming, you know, do some work, you know, maybe try to do a 444 type shit.
I think we have to like just bounced around so much, but this is how our phone conversations be. But it's just like, I do think there's a difference. We'll go to the exact hour. We'll go on for 7 more minutes because I just have so much to say and you do too. And it's just fun. But like, hilarious. I do feel like there is a difference like between fumbling and just like, it didn't work out. Like, I feel like if he ever says out of his mouth, like, you know, like she, you know, putting it on her at all or saying it didn't work, it's like, no, nigga, you fumbled. Like, you know, like you had this person on a silver platter and you took actions where you lost them. And this is like, I don't even know the word. Like, this is a woman who is beautiful, who's successful, who has a good heart, Libra, who's like funny, sexy.
Yes.
She made you relevant. She literally upgraded you. Like, they gave you all this shit. Your friends love her. You fumbled, nigga. Like, you fumbled. You did not lose.
And she was saying it
this
in
wasn't
the
like
video.
A parting of ways.
She was saying it in the video. She was like, she was just like, you lost a real one. Like, I wouldn't, like, I'm not out here fucking your ops. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, I saw her say that.
Even though she's kind of insinuated that
she had sex with Takeoff too.
Yeah, but baby girl's just hurt.
Don't speak on a dead man's name.
I know, don't do that, boo.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, don't do that, boo. Like, don't do that. I know you're hurt, but that's
right. Like, I mean, he fumbled, and hopefully he will, like, in his future, like, you know, find somebody that he truly cherishes, and like,
oh my God, he's gonna be doing this cycle for a long time.
He will, sadly. And every night he'll think about how he fumbled Cardi B.
Like, you are not Future ops.
But Future be fumbling girls too.
Future does, but I just feel like, I mean, he definitely fumbled that as well. But I just feel like Future is still relevant on his own. Like, shit, he is. Okay. People listen. I don't listen. I know. I'm not, you know, the biggest fan, but I do know that he, you know, he stands on his own. Like, Offset, I don't know what's going to happen for you.
Well, as we wrap up, any last thoughts about Cardi B and Offset or cheating or anything?
I hope that Cardi B is having the best time ever.
Me too.
Because she looks amazing and she looks like she's having fun.
Yeah.
And I just hope that this is really the end, you know, because...
Yeah, because they have divorced many times.
They have, and feels like it.
How can you come back from this? Though?
You can't.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Like, you can't come back from this.
And if you do, it's really like
they both need to do work.
People need healing.
Yeah.
What about you? Any last thoughts?
I agree.
Cheating?
I want her to be. Well, I have no thoughts about cheating. Like, I think I've said it. But I feel like with Cardi B and Offset,
felt judged.
No, we don't. Look, our cheating listeners, we don't judge you. We actually would love to have you on the pod to understand you.
And
like,
we love you. We know that, like, obviously I don't like when it happens to me.
Right.
Or anybody else. Right. But I get the plight, I guess.
Yeah, we sat here and tried to understand you.
But Offset, that is a little bit, that's a little bit much. That's giving sex addict, alcoholic. Like,
I hope
daddy.
I hope
she will.
With, you know, with
with grace,
knowing that she's like,
and her legacy,
she is worthy of someone who treats her with the utmost respect,
do the work,
and that there's nothing wrong with her. It's only he's the one that has all the issues, and she's young. And I hope that she finds love, and I hope for him healing. Like, I hope, because this is not actions of a everybody person.
It affects your children,
right?
It affects their, like, his other children. It affects everybody.
Exactly,
so healing for everybody.
Exactly,
everybody to heal.
And I also want him to know that it's not like a badge of honor to have just random people as your baby mamas, or even somebody of a high status celebrity, and just to trap them in that manner. That's not a flex. It's actually cruel. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys. We'll be recording. Like, it'll feel like a while the next time we actually talk. But you guys will get this on Wednesday as usual. And we love you guys. Make sure to email us your discussion topics at whoamaittojudgepod@gmail.com. We got a lot more good stuff coming for y'all.
Absolutely.
So, yes, we can't wait to talk to you again.
Yes, and follow us.
Yes, follow, like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. We're everywhere, y'all. We are everywhere. So,
this is fun. I'll text you some names.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamaittojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.